What's up? I've seen people do this. I just don't know if it's going to work. So I guess we are live. Okay. We are live, baby. So jump on Facebook Live, see if we're. Thank you.
Yes.
What's up, Deb?
Hi, Deb. Deb loves our 11:30s.
Good.
Loves them.
Yeah, a couple minutes, guys. Just stay with us. If you have any questions, drop them in because today we're going to talk a little nutrition in the hizzy. For shizzy.
Lisa Johnson, Matt, Doug Scanlon.
All right, guys. Marcy in the house. What is up, everyone? As you pop on, give us a little love, give us a little comment, like.
Robin. Hey, Robin, what's up?
Robin, long time no see.
I know.
I'm seeing so much of you now, Robin. People are going to start talking. nah.
Get a fresh beverage.
Betty.
Bev.
What you guys got? Give me some comments, likes, loves, hearts.
Any specific nutrition questions you want answered? Hi, Nancy McKinley. How the heck are you? Are you in New Hampshire? Wondering?
Remember, everyone, we prefer Zoom first, just because we can actually hear you talk and have a real conversation face to face. Much more powerful. The connection is so much more vibrant. So much more vibrant. All right, 1 minute, and we're gonna start talking. Well, and again, what's up?
Hi,
Deanna, what's up? Hey, congrats on the run. You're back into it, baby. I would love to see you on a Zoom. Let's get that muscle, that hustle going.
Oh, and I think this is D Long.
D, what's up, baby? What's up, D? Get some good nutrition stuff here, guys. So we're gonna start in 1 minute. Those of you who are on right now, I'm gonna say it again and again, is today is gonna be basically nutrition 101. This is really remedial stuff that I think a lot of us take for granted. And I don't think most of us don't truly understand it. If you understand the basics of nutrition, what it does, what it doesn't, what's actually happening, how to make better choices, I think it's just all easier. That's my opinion. All right, so here we are, 11:30. I am going to start. So just to be clear, usually I do this talk, and it's not even a talk. I have this conversation when I go to openings of big clubs. I'll go to a Crunch that just opened. I'll go to a UFC gym that just opened. Or I'll go to let's just say a Gold's Gym that wants their staff kind of revamped. And normally what I do is I basically talk about what we do, which is the 5-finger death punch of fitness, and how it truly is every answer to any solution. It's any solution, any question any of your members or you guys may have about exercise or fitness. And really the goal is to empower the trainers, but then empower the member, you guys, what to do always and forever. So you'll be shocked. I could be sitting in a room teaching 50 brand new trainers at a Crunch Gym, and they know nothing. I mean, they know nothing about nutrition at all. What they know, Diane, and they know that they're into exercise. They know whatever they did throughout their lives have gotten them into the shape they're in now, and they're willing to teach everybody. Herein lies the problem. Hey, 22-year-old, buff trainer, you're a mutant. You're a freak. What worked for you is not going to work for a 45-year-old mom of two. It's not going to happen. So when I start asking them simple questions, which we're going to go through in a bit, you'll be shocked of the lack of response or the lack of knowledge that's out there, especially with fitness professionals. Forget you guys, but you guys know more than most trainers. So the question I always start with when it comes to nutrition, it starts with a goal. What the hell is your goal? And I believe we had a whole talk on this the other day, Diane, about goals. There's no point in talking about nutrition or exercise if we don't first address the goal. And just for the sake of argument, Diane, what are most of our members' goals?
Weight loss or fat loss.
Everybody will tell me, Frank, I just want to feel better. Yeah, you feel better if you were lighter and you were leaner. Let's be honest. The goal is always fat loss for most trainers. Very rarely do we get, I want to gain muscle. That's easy for us. Talk to me or Joe on a side conversation. And just by the sheer fact of you practicing good habits through fat loss nutrition, you're going to get healthier. So let's say, for the sake of argument, everyone's here. The goal is fat loss. The most important thing that we have to understand is the law of thermodynamics and energy conservation. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but can only be transferred from one form to another. So what does that mean? It means calories in versus calories out. Everybody is going to tell you, yeah, but my friend Susie, she eats more food than ever now. She eats more food than ever now and she's losing weight. That's bullshit. Susie may be eating more food. I guarantee her calories are low. So let me just give you all a scenario. Please stay with me. Diane, if I was a small man and I burnt through daily activity 1,000 calories a day. Frank Nash, he's 100 pounds. He burns 1,000 calories a day, doing everything. If I consume 1,000 calories a day, what will happen to me cosmetically?
If you're burning 1,000 and
I
taking in 1,000, you'll stay the same.
I will stay exactly the same. I used everything up. I don't need anything more. I don't need anything less. Boom. That 1,000 calorie burning man or woman, what happens if I start consuming 500 calories a day?
You're going to lose weight.
I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get smaller. Now, we'll get into this deeper of what that means. I'm going to get smaller. Literally, there is not enough energy to sustain my size, so I'll get smaller. Let's go on the flip side. If I'm a 1,000 calorie burning machine and I start consuming 1,500 calories, what's going to happen to me daily?
Your weight is going to go up.
Your weight's going to go up. And everyone, please understand this. Here's what happens. Whatever you burn, your body is an amazing machine, by the way. Everybody wants to talk about how I hate my metabolism. Your metabolism is awesome. What it allows us to do is consume food, and whatever we don't use right then, right that second, it stores for later. And then it can let you exercise, do what you want. Human being can go 6 weeks with no damn food. That's crazy. Your metabolism is an amazing thing. The problem is your body doesn't understand that when you consume food and you store it, that you are going to eat 5 minutes later, an hour later, 2 hours, 3 hours later. And what happens is nobody gets fat overnight. We just store and we store small. And over time, what happens is we wake up and we don't fit into our brand new yoga pants. That's what happens. So to understand thermodynamics is everything. It has to start there. That's the hierarchy of understanding nutrition. Now, thermodynamics only works in a vacuum. Please understand that. All calories are not created equal. And I'll give you an example. If my goal was to lose body fat and I'm burning 1,000 calories and I go, hey, Diane, can you make me a diet of 800 calories and do what you want with them? What if Diane just gave me 800 calories of Oreo cookies every single day? Now, keep in mind, I'm 200 calories in a deficit. I'm going to get smaller because I don't have the nutrient energy support to keep me at the size I'm currently at. So I'm 200 in the hole, but the rest of it is garbage. Okay, so how good are my workouts going to be? Horrible. How much protein am I consuming? Zero. So I'll get smaller, but I'll lose a lot of muscle. Not really good. But not only that, My workouts won't be great. I'd have no energy. My motivation will be down. The that dopamine effect of having a successful workout will never be there, and I will crash. 100% crash. On the flip side, what if those 800 calories that Diane gave me were full of protein, high nutrients, hydration? How good would my workout be? Amazing. How much would I sustain lean body mass? How much more excited would I be to work out my energy level? So calories only work in a vacuum, but calories are supreme. Let's go one step further. What if I, Diane, said, you know what? I don't believe this whole thermodynamics and the law of energy conservation nonsense that science talks about. I burn 1,000 calories a day. Give me nothing but healthy food, proteins, vegetables, but 1,500 calories worth. What's going to happen?
You'll still gain weight.
I'm going to gain weight. I am 100% going to gain weight.
Whether it's good or bad.
Your body doesn't care whether it's a protein, a dietary fat, a carbohydrate, or a gram of alcohol. Whatever is over your caloric maintenance level, for me in that case would be 1,000 calories, your body has to do something with it. And Diane, what will my body do with all these extra calories?
It's just going to store it as body fat.
It's just going to store it as body fat. If you come in, Sandy, could you please mute for me? I love you to death. Thank you much. So thermodynamics and the law of energy conservation reigns supreme. And to be honest, most people don't really understand this because what we get a lot, Diane, is, but I'm eating really healthy. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, like Frank just said, if you're going over what your calorie burn is in an excessive amount or more than what your maintenance calories are, you will gain weight, whether it's good food or bad food. Eating too much is still going to move you in the wrong direction. You're eating healthier, but you're still eating too much when it comes to the actual calorie amount that you're taking in.
Totally. And keep this in mind, there is a huge difference between eating healthy and eating to reach your fitness goal. And I'll give you an example. I love avocado. I love olive oil. But the problem is they're really high in calorie. Healthy is health for you, but they're really high in calorie. Nuts are super high in calorie. They're really healthy for you. If you were on a diet of nothing but fruits, vegetables, full of avocados, and you're exceeding your caloric maintenance level over time, your body literally says, okay, Diane, I know this is healthy stuff, but I can't magically make these extra calories disappear.
Yeah.
I have to do something with them, and it stores it. Now, let's talk about metabolism for a second. Why is our metabolism the way it is? Human beings are amazingly designed creatures. If not for our metabolism, the eating, the absorption, and the storage, I'd have to walk around with food and eat every second to fuel me so I could take the next step. My heart can function. My blood can pump. It takes energy to do all this stuff. What our metabolism allows us to do is say, I am going to eat this container of food. I'm going to use what I need now, and I'm going to store the rest as for later and use it when I need it because I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. Heaven forbid, we're on a helicopter and we crash land in the jungle. I mean, I would love to say that as soon as we roll out of the rubble, we're going to go and get a salad and start picking some vegetables, and it doesn't work that way. We may go a couple of days without food. You know, if I was a kind of skilled hunter, maybe a week before I snare a raccoon or something, and then we're eating. But without that metabolism, I would never have the stored energy to sustain those survival mechanisms. So your metabolism is a wonderful thing. And keep in mind that it's always, always, always starting with the calories. Any questions, please shoot them. Diane's going to look at them. So thermodynamics reigns supreme, of course. And it's funny, I'll ask trainers about this and I'll get a lot of pushback. No, that's not true. Michael Phelps eats 8,000 calories a day. I mean, guys, stop it with that nonsense. He may. Michael Phelps in the Olympics was, 6'4", 220 pounds, 4% body fat, and in a gold medal Olympic athlete. I'm sorry, that's not Frank. That's not you. That's a complete mutant. He may. Also, he works out for a living. I don't. And as much as we all exercise, we're all still sedentary. Even if you work out once a day, you're sedentary. So calories reign supreme. And again, trainers will say, yeah, but for me, I did this and this worked for me. No. You may be eating healthier foods, more of them, but it still is less calories. For example, if I gave you 4 slices of pizza, it's probably 1,600 calories. If I said eat 3 salads with some protein, you're probably talking 800 or 900 calories on the high end. And it's more volume of food. Again, 4 slices of pizza, 3 salads of protein, it's almost double, triple the volume. Want to jump in, Di?
Yeah. Well, just on that same note, I always hear people say that, when they're starting like a new nutrition program, they're like, wow, I'm eating more than I did before and I'm losing weight. I get it. You're eating more good food and you've taken out like thousands and thousands of calories of crap. You're eating more meals that are high nutrient. So are you really eating? You're eating less calories.
Less calories.
Yeah.
And it's always less calories. And if anyone you see losing body fat or getting smaller, they are in a caloric deficit. So again, that's the hierarchy of nutrition. But let me take a little sidestep here. We've always done this for years. When it comes to exercise, we don't like factoring in exercise into nutrition, into you get to eat more because you burn more. Don't do that.
You'll never win.
That's a recipe for disaster. Exercise alone is a horrible vehicle for fat loss. It is absolutely terrible. I hate it. The goal of exercise are 2 things. When it comes to the goal, the goal of exercise is to stimulate, not annihilate, maintain lean body mass, maybe gain a little bit as your body is in that caloric deficit and goes through that glyconeogenesis. Now, in terms of the second part, healthy. Movement's medicine. You feel better. Your cardiorespiratory system. Those 2 things. But if we're exercising for fat loss, rework your brain. It doesn't work like that. So let's change topics here. Back to nutrition. So we understand calories, I hope, and we can talk about thermodynamics forever. But let's just do a little pop quiz. I'm not going to read your answers, but I just want everyone to take a couple seconds to think about this. What does a carbohydrate do? And again, I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds to think about it. If you want to write it in, you can. Think about it. What do carbs do? Well, Di, let me ask you. Do carbs make me fat?
No.
What makes me fat?
Eating too much food.
Right. So keep that in mind, everyone. Carbs aren't bad for you. Now, there are better carbs. If you ate 900 calories a day of nothing but Snickers and you're burning 1,000 just for your BMR, that's all supposedly not great carbohydrates. You still aren't going to gain weight. Now, we all know that's the whole day. That's 3 Snickers bars. That's not a lot. So keep that in mind. Carbs, we know, don't make you fat. But I went on a low carb diet and I lost all this weight. My friend is doing the keto. There's basically no carbohydrates. Listen, if you were just to take a step back and just think of the worst foods that you eat, I guarantee they're enriched with carbs and a lot of carbs. So if I were to say to you, don't eat any carbs or limit your carbohydrates, that basically eliminates all of your bad food. There's no more pastas, there's no more breads, there's no more rice, there's no more cookies, there's no more snacky snacks, no more goldfish. There's none of these things. So when someone says I'm going low carb or no carb, what they're really telling you is I'm eating fruits, vegetables, and lean meats and drinking water all of the time. Wait. So you're telling me that you lost weight from eating lean meats, fruits, and vegetables consistently? No way. Guys, it's not the carb, it's the calorie. Fruits and vegetables, which are carbohydrates, they're very low in calorie. Potato chips, carbohydrate, very high in calorie. Keep that in mind. It's not the carbs. So now we know what carbs don't do. What do carbs do? Di?
Give us energy.
Carbs are your body's chief source of energy. That's exactly what it is. And let me ask you guys, do you need energy? Of course you do. So do you need carbohydrates? Of course you do. Carbs are very helpful. Carbs are the energy that will allow you to propel through your workouts. Carbs, again, are actually broken down into glycogen, which will feed the brain. That's why if you ever go a long time without eating carbs, you may get a slight headache. It's because the carbs aren't broken down to the brain fuel. That's what it is. So carbs are important. But if your goal is to follow the law of thermodynamics and live in that caloric deficit and lose weight, by us limiting our carbohydrates, you're limiting potential bad foods. It's not a bad idea. It's not the worst idea, but just know what's happening. And again, we're all adults here. I would never tell you not to do what you want to do, but if it's on the weekend, you had a great week, and you love us, and you want a bag of chips, have the damn bag of chips, as long as you can account for how it works into your macros and your calories. So carbs, number one, gives you energy. A lot of people don't know the second part. Carbohydrates spare protein. If there is a lack of carbohydrate in your body, again, its chief source of energy is carbs. You got to move. Involuntary, voluntary function still has to happen. First and foremost, there's a lack of carbs in your body will start using protein as energy. Now, protein isn't a good source of energy, not at all. So if my body now is using these protein grams as energy, what do you think my body's using to build and repair muscle? Nothing. So a great recipe, believe it or not, for losing muscle isn't low protein, it's no carb. But that doesn't make any sense. I just explained it to you. First and foremost, your body's survival mode is always short-term survival over long-term survival. It wants to live now. It's going to move. So my body wants energy. It needs it first. If you ain't giving it carbs, it's going to get it from something. It will convert the protein over. But again, now that protein that we put so much emphasis on to build and repair muscle, to maintain muscle during it, it's just not going to happen. So carbs are important. I'm not saying carb up like you're running a marathon, but remember, carbohydrates, energy spares protein. Let me ask you guys this. How many calories in 1 gram of carbohydrate? 4. 4 calories. Okay. Carbs, no carbs. Again, this is remedial stuff, guys. And the funniest part of this is I talk to trainers about this, and they look at me like, whoa, like the Matrix. Whoa. Okay, let's move on to protein. What does protein do, my fine feathered friends? Come on,
this should be easy.
Come on.
We'll talk about it all.
The most important thing protein does is it builds and repairs muscle. Also, is responsible for maintaining muscle while in a caloric deficit. So that's number one. Protein builds, repairs muscle, maintains muscle in a caloric deficit. The second thing it does is it's actually used as energy if there is a lack of carbohydrates in the body. So your body doesn't want to use protein as energy. It will if it has to. So let's just make it in a perfect world so your body can take these magical carbs, give you energy, and the protein can build and repair muscle. So when you look at the back of ingredients, don't always look, too many carbs. Calories first. Are they good, healthy carbs? The macros fit. Let me ask you all, how many calories in 1 gram of protein? 4. Carb 4, protein 4. Same. So super not high in calorie, but if you're to think, the foods that are enriched with proteins, for the most part, are very low in calorie. In a nutshell, foods that are super enriched with carbs tend to be a little higher. So, but protein is so, I can't tell you how important protein is. And I always get fought with this one from trainers. You can survive with no carbohydrates. You'll live. I mean, you could live forever if you never have a carbohydrate again. If you ceased to consume protein from this day on, you'll die. What? You can live without carbs. Shit, we crash land in the jungle. I'm just hunting and killing animals. It's all protein. I'll live. I may not thrive as well as I would if I had a little carbohydrate, but I'll survive. If I crash landed in the jungle and I never ate another gram of protein, again, there's some protein in plants too, so I'm not saying you can't eat plants, but without eating protein, you're dead. And again, when it comes to protein, we're at the point now where I don't give a shit where you get it from. Whether you're plant-based, whether you're a vegan, whether you eat meat, just get your damn protein in. But just keep in mind that the bioavailability of protein within plant sources is really low. Whey or meat protein is really high, so it's a better bang for your buck. And all that means for you guys is if you're on a plant-based diet, it's going to be more difficult for you to get your protein up. The calories are going to fight you there. So carbs and proteins, I hope that makes sense to all of you guys. Next, we're going to move on to a fun one. What does fat do? What does fat do? Come on, people. Tell me. What does fat do?
Someone type it in.
Type it in. Come on.
Tony, you got the repair muscle, you got protein, right?
All right, Tony.
Yeah.
So
How about that fat?
let me start with this before we say we'll tell you what fat does. I tell you what, when people think of fat, Diane, they think of this. They think of fat. This is a pound of fat, by the way. Or they think of this, just so you guys are paying attention. This is 5 pounds. So there is fat, which is dietary fat, which is in food, which is responsible for things like hormone regulation, transporting of nutrients, macronutrients. This is body fat. You have your dietary fat and you have your body fat. These are two different things, 100%. Dietary fat is what's in food. Body fat is a result of excess calories. That's all it is. All this is stored energy. Think of, again, body fat. All body fat is, this is shit that we stored over time. Again, whether it's a protein, carb, or fat, over time, my body says, we can't use this right now. Let me store it because we may. And when it adds up, it adds up, it adds up. And heaven forbid, we need this. We use it as energy. It's stored energy. So if, and this is how fat loss works in a nutshell. If heaven forbid, we were chained in a basement by a serial killer, this will keep us alive longer. It will. So my body will, again, this is stored energy. I'm not getting it orally. It's going to take it from the body fat. So again, if I was a 2,000 calorie a day person, that's what I burned. That's me. If I was consuming 1,500, my body would literally have this conversation with me. Frank, if I don't get more energy orally from you, I'm just going to have to get it from somewhere else, or I'm going to make you smaller. Now, I want to get smaller, of course, but body, if you want some energy, take it because I got some. Eat this. So your body has a decision to make. It says, I can either make you smaller by consuming the fat, or I can make our world a hell of a lot easier by eating the muscle. If I eat your muscle and make you have less muscle, it's less work for me. If I'm your body, it's less energy I have to utilize. Lean body mass is a lot of work for your body. So if I start eating your muscle, your BMR starts dropping, you're burning less calories, your body wants that. So what do we do? How do we navigate through this? We're going to trick your body into survival. So what do we do here at Stronger? We do exactly what we tell you to do. Number one is, I'm in that deficit. Your body says, hey, I'm going to make you smaller. So we say, let me make the decision for you, body. I'm going to stimulate the muscle. I'm going to make you stress out the tissue, which is your body saying, hey, I may need this for survival, but that's not good enough. It is not good enough. It needs the nutrient support, which is protein. If you have the protein and you have the stress of the workout in a deficit, that's where the magic happens. Your body literally says, you know what, dude, I was going to eat that muscle and lower your BMR, but clearly you need it. And thanks for the protein so I could support it. So I guess I'll just go eat this fat. That is like the easiest way I can explain this to anybody on the planet. That is fat loss 101. Now let's go the other way. I don't care how much you work out. I don't care how much protein you eat. If you're in a caloric surplus, your body is still going to say, congratulations, you work out a lot. We may build a little muscle, but we're going to add some body fat and store it for later. It's all this is survival. It's your primal instincts. We're just tricking your body into survival. And here's the reality. Your body and brain are still programmed for survival, and it takes approximately 10,000 years for a human gene to alter itself. So our genetics are essentially the same as they were 10,000 years ago. So your body literally thinks you're in the freaking jungle in a tribe. How was life back then? Did we have Starbucks? Did we have Pizza Chef? Did we have Chow Bella and the ability to eat these high calorie, low value foods all the time? No, we didn't. So your body literally, when it eats something, is having a flashback to 10,000 years ago and says, well, thanks for that shitload of food, we may not eat again for another day or two. And I always get this guy. I get this. Yeah, but I read somewhere that humans are grazers. We're supposed to eat a lot of times every day. We're supposed to eat 8 to 10 meals a day. Okay, flashback 10,000 years ago. You, me, die. We live in a tribe in a straw hut. We wake up.
Lucky to eat once a day.
Maybe. And let's just say it was a snowstorm, there was a famine, there was a drought. You may be going a few days without eating. Let's just say I was a hunter and I was pretty damn good. I don't know. I mean, what am I going to kill something 3 times a day? Guys, come on. Like it's a myth. It's a lie. Humans aren't grazers. Going back to your metabolism, the way it's designed is to keep you alive forever. 6 weeks, no food. Roughly 5 to 7 days, no water. I'm talking about food here. Food. So it's designed that way because obviously through our human genome adaptations, humans have experience going that long with no food. That's why we're able to do it. I think it's an amazing thing. Ask anyone who's a cop. They'll tell you there are junkies that haven't eaten for like 3 weeks. Shit. Come on, guys. Anything you want to add?
It's all true. Like if you don't use your muscle, you lose it. Period. But that's not good enough if you're not feeding it enough protein to sustain and rebuild and repair it. Those 2 things have to go together. They have to go together. One by itself is not good enough. You'll lose muscle if you don't do them together. You will lose muscle.
The last one is going to be alcohol. Alcohol is the party calorie. It really is a carbohydrate too, but I call it the high calorie carbohydrate. The thing to be concerned with alcohol is that it's 7 calories per 1 gram. So if you're having a glass of wine, it's high in calorie. And don't give me I have 3 ounces of Chardonnay. Bullshit. Lie. Let me go back to the dietary fat for 1 second. Read it. Dietary fat, guess how many calories? Take 9. 9 calories per 1 gram for a gram of dietary fat. Right away, you should say that's more than double a protein and or carbohydrate. Yeah, so if you're looking at the nutritional labels and you see something as high in fat, it's probably high in calorie. So there are things like, I love guacamole, especially fresh guacamole. And honestly, it's good for you. Mm-hmm. The problem is us.
It's a lot of calories.
It's a shitload of calories.
Your body needs fats. It needs good fats. They're just so high in calories that you can't eat a lot of them, or shouldn't eat a lot of them. There are good fats and there are bad fats, just like there are good carbs and there are bad carbs. Your body needs some of all of these things. You just have to know what you need most of for what reason and what to back off of or
totally. So if you go into mezcal, there's a huge thing of guacamole. It's hard not to eat the whole thing. If that was your only meal for 2 days, you're straight. But probably not. Super high in calorie. It's healthy, of course, but remember, we're still living in this crazy world of thermodynamics. That's what we're doing.
It's like you can take a salad and it can be a perfect meal. Everything on there is super healthy, but people get a little bit too crazy. And instead of putting just like veggies and a protein, they've got avocado, they've got some cheese, they've got nuts. They've added 1,000 calories to what should be maybe 500 calorie salad. And nothing on there is bad. It's all healthy stuff, but people just assume that they can eat as much of that as they want to
Right.
without gaining anything, but you can't.
No, and again, there's two factors. Number one is that today food is so readily available. Food is not as nutritious as it once was. Food is so higher in calorie, portions are bigger. There are all these things that are happening today that, again, our genome isn't programmed for 10,000 years ago. So again, we're fighting our genetics. We're 100% fighting our genetics. And saying that, some of us are gifted with better genetics than others. Hey, you can't choose who your parents are. I mean, it is what it is. LeBron James can probably eat whatever he wants. I mean, the guy is a mutant freak. But even take a guy like Tom Brady. To be honest, he's not a genetic freak. He's not. He suffers from the same crap as you. Think about how healthy Tom Brady eats, and if you've seen him with his shirt off, it's nothing great. Like shit, 90% of the men in here are at better physiques than him. It is what it is. It is. Some people have to work out hard at it. Us, some people don't. But everyone does abide by the law of thermodynamics. And guess who else abides by that law? Your pets. Your dog is fat. Your cat is fat. What do? You feed it less. What happens? No way. The dog gets smaller. Take your dog for more walks. Maybe increase the output of it, increase its health. Every organism on the planet abides by thermodynamics. A damn flower. The difference is that it's not eating food, it's getting it through photosynthesis, and it grows. Without the sun, it's going to die. It's the same thing, people. Help me out here.
Sandy had a question.
Oh, Sandy, I love
Sandy
questions.
had a question. She said, so what do you suggest for a sugar detox that's the toughest for me?
Well, my question is, why would you have to sugar detox? Sugar, believe it or not, isn't bad for you. Sugar is addicting and it causes cavities. But I would say if no matter what, you, me, Sandy, Diane, we're all sugar junkies. We are. If you grew up in the U.S. and you're over the age of 40, you're a sugar junkie. You've had it as a kid between the ages of 8 and 12, those brain developmental years where your kids become addicted to stuff. By the way, that's a good time to get kids involved in sports because they become addicted to sports. But as your brain starts forming, it will start latching onto these stimuluses like sugar addictions. So we're all addicted on some level. So should you stay away from sugar? For the most part, but there's sugar in an apple.
Right.
I mean, there's sugar in almost everything. So my answer would be stay away from the 5 bad foods that Frank always says. Stay away from breads and pastas. Again, they're high in carbohydrate. Carbs are sugar, but really high in calorie. There's fried foods in general. That's self-explanatory. It's just oil and batter, which is high in calorie, high in fat, which is. Then there's like rices, like starches. Then we go over to our dessert type foods. Honestly, I love sweets more than anybody. Don't eat them, or at least keep yourself a good couple weeks. And the last thing is going to be the alcohol. Stay away from booze. Now, all these foods that I just mentioned there, the 5 not to eat foods, those are all emotional foods. They make you feel good. They make you happy. And if you go without them for a short period of time, you become a bitch. You get angry, and they do make you happy, especially, again, guys, I get it. Especially what we're going through now in these uncertain times. It makes you happy. Shit, in a time where you're at home, it's fun. I would say, does your goal supersede your emotion? That's up to you. Totally up to you. But it's really not the sugar. It's really the choices we make. Just get on that not to eat food list, and I know you'll thrive. But also understand that it's okay. You're a sugar junkie, Sandy. I am too. So is Diane. We all are. And the best advice I would give anyone who's a food junkie or a sugar junkie is you probably should not have it that much, if at all.
Yep. The sugar cravings never go away. They truly don't. I mean, for me, they don't go away. I have and always will crave sugar, snack, desserty things, cookies, whatever. But You get better at controlling it the more you practice it and the more you don't give in to those cravings. And like Frank said, best word of advice for everybody is not to have anything in the house that you can like completely destroy yourself with. Like, don't buy it. Don't bring it in the house. I don't bake because I would eat it all.
That's the beauty of being an adult. An adult is you can make your own decisions and you can buy your own food. So, and again, I'm not hating on anybody. If you want a cheesecake, have a cheesecake. I'm not going to judge you. I'm really not. When I say this, guys, I really don't care if anyone in this group loses weight or fat. I don't. I just want to make sure you have the tools and you understand it. I really don't care. I want you to be happy and I want you to understand the process. But if you understand it and you make this self-conversation with yourself, like, you know what? I know if I didn't eat that, I'd lose some weight, but I want it. At least you get it. I mean, shit. You're not a bad person.
Okay, there's
shit.
always choices to make too if you're at the store. If you live by yourself and you buy a whole cheesecake, probably not a great idea. If you have the option to buy a slice, better option. Then you know you're only going to do one slice worth of damage, which honestly, if that's the worst you do, you're still going to be okay.
Right. Totally. So, guys, that's basic nutrition in a nutshell. Again, remember, thermodynamics and the law of energy conservation reign supreme. Number two, all calories aren't created equal. There are better choices, but also understanding that everything has a price and everything has a calorie. Protein, build, repair muscle. It will work as energy if there's a lack of carbohydrates in the body, 4 calories per 1 gram. Carbohydrates, energy. It's also used to spare protein, allow protein to do its job while it does its job. 4 calories per 1 gram. Dietary fat, not body fat, dietary fat, 9 calories per 1 gram. Regulates hormones, transports macros through your body. And the last one, alcohol. It's 7 calories per 1 gram. It's a party calorie. But how you navigate these, your body kind of needs them all except the alcohol on some level. Just make sure you're in a deficit. Make sure your protein's high and do it consistently. That's nutrition in a nutshell, baby. Any questions? Keep them coming, baby.
Yes.
Keep them coming.
Stay on for a few minutes.
Yeah,
if
of
anyone
course.
has anything for us.
What we got, guys?
Jen Ferguson said, great topic and refresher. Honestly, sometimes I think it's all we talk about, but every time we do, there are people who are like, wow, I really needed to hear that. Again,
Yeah.
Snacks are Saj's downfall. They're literally probably everybody's downfall to some degree.
Right, and snacks, guys, think of choices. What are better choices for snacks? I would say grab about 3 or 4 different pieces of fruit. I mean, it's just easy. Yogurt.
Yogurt, always a good go-to. Yogurt and a rice cake, my favorite snack.
And guys, remember, it's not as fun, trust me, but it will help you get to your fitness goal.
Yep.
A lot of questions, a lot of comments. I like it.
needed that pep talk.
And everyone, just so you know, when I talk to brand new trainers, actually some veteran trainers, they don't even understand this shit. So the fact that we all need a reminder and a little crash course again on nutrition, I think it's great. I think it's great. Now, remember, when it comes to protein recommendations, 1 gram per 1 pound of lean body mass. And if you have your in-body, your last in-body, just go back, look at the number. I want everyone to get as close as possible to that number. That's my goal. That should be your goal. I don't care if you hit it. I would love if you went over. But the reality is, if you're trying to get close, you're doing better than almost everybody. That's it.
For sure.
Now, I don't know if you haven't watched it, please go back and watch Neil Spruce's interview with us on just protein in general. And one of the most amazing things about protein and amino acids, again, which are the building blocks of protein, is it truly is an anti-aging macronutrient. The older we get, the more protein we need. Sarcopenia starts setting in late 30s, early 40s for most of us, which is the negative effect of muscle loss due to aging. Natural aging, it's natural. Think about it. Anyone who's an old man or an old woman, you lose muscle. It just happens over time. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. And all the things that we love to do, like golf, cycle, swim, jog, exercise, they don't have to stop because we chronologically get older. We control what we do for activity. We control what we ingest on protein. But we would argue that a 70-year-old man needs double the protein, 2 grams per 1 pound of lean body mass, than an 18-year-old high school football player. It's the fact. It's a fact. As an 18-year-old male high school football player, your body is an anabolic flame. It is a furnace, baby. When you're a 70-year-old guy, believe it or not, you're not even supposed to be here. You're hanging on. You're on the other end. Your body's trying to get you out. So the older we get, it's all about maintenance now. It really is. It's about, I want to hold on to what I got. Most of us who are over 40, we're not going to ever build a tremendous amount of muscle. You can if you've never worked out before, but your primary goal should be, I want to maintain as much muscle as possible, be healthy, do the things I love to do for as long as I want to do them to the end of days.
Tony had a good comment, and honestly, like we've already thought this too. Post isolation readings, or people, how people come out of this should be really interesting. It should be really interesting to see like who actually like through this whole time maintains a good healthy weight and who
totally
goes off the rails, because it's gonna be either one way or the other.
Right. Guys, it really is an opportunity to focus a little more. Trust me, we all are going to have a little more time to ourselves and to just focus on getting better at anything. And I would say, why not we all just get better at our health? That's what I'm hoping for. Opportunity zones. All right, guys. So I really hope that was helpful. I'm going to post this to YouTube as well, too. And if you want to share this with your friends and family, please do. Our goal is not just to make you healthy and happy, your family and friends, but all family and friends healthy and happy. So love you guys. Thanks again for all your support. And we will see you in a little bit. Keith's going on live at 2.
Awesome.
So stay tuned.